Hey everybody, just Jesse here, welcoming you back into my garage, my man cave, for another day of accountability. And I'm just wondering how you guys are doing with that. I hope you guys are doing well. Today's Friday is September 18th, the year 2020, and I read through Romans chapter 12 today. And if you've ever read Romans, um, you really know the first 11 chapters talk about different things from what chapter 12 seems to talk about. And chapter 12 talks about connection and how Paul touches hearts and then asks for a response. So the first 11 chapters of Romans, Paul took a tremendous stride in overcoming all of the theology that he wanted to portray to the Romans. To the world, really. But Paul changed it up in chapter 12, and the first 11 chapters provide the basis for our belief. But from 12 to the end of Romans, Paul provides the basis for our behavior. Paul always taught doctrine and then duty, and that's how he connected with people. Paul urged his friends to surrender to God, and he also urged his friends to respond in 4 ways. And the 4 ways are presentation, separation, transformation, and demonstration. Now, when he urged his friends to respond in presentation, he wanted them to know that we're to present our bodies to God as a living sacrifice. We're supposed to be that living sacrifice. And when Paul asked his friends to respond in the other 3 ways, separation, we see that separation means that we're supposed to separate our lives from the way the world lives. We're supposed to avoid conforming to the world's ways. Next, we see transformation, and we see that Paul urged his friends to transform. We're supposed to renew our minds in order to change our lives. Lastly, he asked for his friends to respond with demonstration. We're to prove that we belong to God by doing his will. Now, Paul says that these 4 acts provide the logical response to God's grace. Because he knew it wouldn't be an easy request when he asked, he spent 11 chapters building it up. He spent 11 chapters building that foundation for the big request. Leaders who connect touch our hearts in a big way and then ask for that response. We should be asking, are we presentable? Is our presentation available to be open to people coming around, or do we scare people off? We're supposed to live like God created us. And if we're not presenting that as an outward appearance, then all is lost. They say that the first impression takes only 7 seconds to obtain, and so in the first 7 seconds of meeting somebody, you'll know if you'll want to listen to them or if you'll just want to walk away. So that's first, we got to do that. We have to separate ourselves from the world's guidelines. The world is turning and burning, and it's made that way until Jesus returns to take over. It's made to just fall to the wayside. So we have to know that we have to be separate from their ways. Not all the world's ways are bad, but we shouldn't be living in the world. We're not of the world. We're made by God, and we're made for him and his laws. That doesn't mean that we're not supposed to listen to what the land's laws are either, because God says for us to do that. But we just need to be separate. We are different. We are Christ followers. We're always going to be different. So if you don't like being different, you need to get that out of your mind. We are different, and we are all the same if we're believers. Next, we have to be able to transform. We have to be able to open our minds. We have to be able to get in the Word. We have to be able to pray in order to change our lives. If we can't do any of that, if we're too closed-minded to even listen to somebody for 2.5 minutes, you got a long way to go to change your life. Now, lastly, are we being that living demonstration the way that we're supposed to be, the way that we're supposed to show the world that we're a godly leader? I don't know a lot of people that are. I know that they have points in their life where they may be, but that's something for us all to strive for. We are supposed to be a living demonstration every day of our life. So if I'm going to challenge you on anything, which I'm going to challenge myself, is to follow these 4 ways: presentation, separation, transformation, and demonstration. But most of all, for me, I would love to be a living demonstration of how God is for the world, and how God is for us. So thanks, guys, for hanging out with me today. Romans 12 is amazing. I hope that you guys are able to read the whole book of Romans, but if you just want to start somewhere, Romans 12 is really cool. If this video really touched your heart, and you think it'll touch somebody in your inner circle, by all means, go ahead and share it, get it out there. There's a share button below. Click it, and you could submit the information in order to share it. If you've come across my video and you don't know what this is about, my video is about being accountable to God by reading His Word, and the video is just what I've learned through reading God's Word that day. So I was searching for accountability for a long time, and I put my hopes in mankind, and that's if I'm putting my hopes in mankind for a God issue is the wrong way to do it. Mankind will never be able to suffice for the issue that I was looking for. So I went straight to God. I asked God to keep me accountable, and so reading God's Word and making a video was what He told me to do. Now, if it helps one person, then it was well intended, but if it doesn't ever get anywhere, then I'm still being accountable, and it's still not hurting anyone. So that's what my channel's about. That's what this is. And if you guys like what I'm talking about, if you have any questions or comments, concerns, or if you want to give me any ideas of where to go from here, by all means, hit the comment button and leave me a couple comments. Let me know how you guys are doing. I love to hear from you guys. I always like the thumbs up as well. And yeah, just let me know. And if you have some friends that are struggling, let them know about my channel, and have them subscribe to me, and maybe they can get some God in their life. I hope that you guys are being safe, and I hope that you're going and growing. God bless.